Okay, so welcome. Tonight is all about how to become a top distributor enroller, and we are going to be covering how to seal the deal, how to find potentials, how to follow up, and just exactly how Katie and I got to be, top distributor enrollers in 2016, and how you guys, it's easily duplicatable. Nothing that we do is something that no one else can't do. It's all really simple, basic stuff. We're excited to share it with you. So we're going to jump right in. And we had some questions, so I think we're just kind of going to throw the questions out there as we go. So the first question that I feel like is a good one to start with is a question of just, what do you do before you're making a lot of money with the company? When you're first starting out, how do you start out and sign distributors? When you haven't had a track record, when you haven't had tons of success yet. And I think number one is just putting your goals out there. You all joined this company because you have goals. You all joined this company because you have things that you want to accomplish with the company. And so we want you to be sharing those things. We want you to be helping your followers and your friends to understand what your goals are with the company. So for example, when I first got started, I got the book Retire Your Husband. It was actually written by two Black Diamonds in Networks Global. And it was called Retire Your Husband, a woman's guide or a mom's guide to making millions with network marketing. And something about that title just instilled this fire in me and this desire to do that, to bring my husband home with this business. So I put it out there. I took a picture of myself reading it on the beach. My kids were playing in the background. And I took a picture of the title of the book, Retire Your Husband. And I said, this is my goal with this new company. Because I wanted people to know from the get-go, this wasn't a hobby for me. I meant business. Like, I was serious and I had big goals. And I had people laugh at me. I literally remember telling somebody that I was going to retire my husband with It Works. And they literally laughed in my face. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And, 5 months into the business, I was able to do that. And it felt so good. So put those goals out there. That's going to inspire people. At that point, I wasn't making a big paycheck. I had just started, but I had a goal and I knew that I was going to make a big paycheck. That's the other thing, is just knowing that you're going to do it. So go ahead, Katie.
I love that. I did that a lot too. I think putting your goals out there lets people know that you are serious and that you're not just playing around with this. It's not just a hobby. So I love that. I think the other biggest thing is sometimes I think you guys maybe forget that we all started at distributor level. I started, my first paycheck was like $57 or something like that. I wasn't making a lot of money my first couple of months. Nobody is when they start. So you just cannot forget that we all start at the same spot. So when I was new, I was posting like a crazy person, like Claire said, about what this company was going to do for me. I posted about what my goals were. I posted what my dreams were with this company. I made, in my first couple weeks, it like terrified me, but I made a why video. I got on and I told everybody why I was doing this, what this company was going to do for me. And then I posted about that constantly. I always look at Time Hop and I go back and I see my posts from like a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever. And all of my posts in the beginning are literally the same thing. All of them are the same thing, worded in different ways. This company is going to do this for me. I can't wait to come home to my kids. All of them are literally the same. And then also in the beginning, I posted about Rap Cash like a crazy person, because that was really the only money that I was making in the beginning. My sister and I, she still like laughs at me about it, because her and her husband always be like, oh, Rap Cash paid for this again. Like, yes, it really did. So if you're not making a huge paycheck, go sell a wrap and talk about it. Like, people actually really don't join to make thousands and thousands of dollars with this company, because a lot of people, when they start, don't believe it's possible. Mm-hmm. And people that haven't joined yet don't believe it's possible. People are joining for diaper money, for gas money, to get their nails done. Like, little things that you really don't think matter are why people join. So post about them. I posted all the time about getting my nails done, getting gas, Starbucks. I posted about Rap Cash paying for my Starbucks literally a billion times. So just post about the little things that this company is doing for you, and post about what the company will do for you when you start.
Yep. That's so important. Another thing when I first got started is I made a post, and I've shared this before, probably on like every distributor signing Zoom, but it's important. I just posted about a mug that I bought at Target. It was a $5 mug, and I just took a picture of the mug, and I said, you know, drinking my coffee out of this pretty mug. I'm so thankful for this business, because today when I went to Target, I picked out this mug, and I didn't have to think about taking the money out of my husband's hard-earned paycheck, because money was really tight. We didn't have extra for things like that. You know, I didn't have to ask his permission or see if we had room in the budget. I was able to just splurge on myself without thinking about it. And I signed 2 distributors from that post, 2 women that both said, that's exactly how I feel. I feel guilty for buying things for myself, even little things like a $5 mug. And it feels so trivial, but that's what relates to people's lives. And then when I went Ruby, you know, we're a family of 6, and that was enough to pay for our groceries every month. And that had the biggest impact on our family, to be able to not take that out of my husband's paycheck. So just think about what It Works is doing for you. I remember seeing people post in the beginning about, how, sorry, I got really distracted and I shouldn't have looked at my phone. About how it was doing their car payment. And that's something that's super relatable. Like, that's something that's a burden on people every month, their car payment. And so that's something that, you know, can relate to people. So little things like that. So yeah, I think that kind of covers what we were talking about as far as like when you're first getting started. And then another thing that's just huge from day one is really sharing your story. That's what people can relate to. And right away when you get started, posting about your life, what you've always posted, but then adding It Works into that and how it's really just meshing with your life. Another post was me and my daughter just sitting on the couch, and I was like reading her story, and I said, you know, I just signed a distributor while sitting here with my daughter. And someone who eventually signed with me wrote to me and said, I need that in my life. It was actually Sarah Heineman. She wrote to me right after that picture and said, oh my gosh, I need that in my life. And so little things like that will inspire people. And you have to remember that. You have to remember that it's the little things that inspire people. You guys, you don't have to earn over $100,000 in bonuses to inspire people. You can just live your life in a different way with more freedom and more hope, and that's going to inspire people. So anyways, I'll get on like a tangent. So be sharing your story, and whatever the company's done for you, share that. So whether it's made you it's made you dream bigger. You know, maybe it's not financial yet. Maybe it's just helped you to dream bigger. Share that. Maybe it's given you a little more time with your husband because now he doesn't have to work overtime. Share that. All of those little things. Constantly be thinking of them. Have a little journal where you jot them down throughout the day when you think of them. And then when you have time at night to make a post, you know, then do that. So
you guys share about the friendships that this business has brought into your life. Like, I think a lot of times there's people that don't need like a ton of extra money, but they don't have like true friendships. And I think the friendships draw a lot of people in. When I started this, I didn't even think I needed like friendships. And I have literally made my best friends in the entire world through this business. And it's been like such a blessing to have that. And I think if you're talking about the friendship aspect too, before you're making money, that will draw people in as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because that's something everyone can relate to. So the other thing that we wanted to talk to you guys about is if you are not signing a lot of distributors, okay? So let's say that you've been in this company now for a couple of months or a couple of weeks or whatever it is, or maybe you've been in for a year and you just can't figure out why you're not pulling in the big numbers, why you're not signing a lot of distributors. So we kind of made a little checklist to go through of the reasons why maybe you aren't, okay? So number one, you're probably overwhelming them with your words. You're probably saying too much. That's like one of the number one problems. So when someone comes to me and they say, tell me a little bit more about what you do, I answer them in one sentence. I say, I'm with It Works Global. I make money on social media through a direct sales company called It Works Global. That's actually what I say. I'm sorry. I'm much better at writing than I am talking. So I immediately say, what it is that I do is I work 100% through social media with a direct sales company. That's it. One sentence. And then they say, oh, what company? Oh, It Works Global. Have you heard of it? Oh, no, tell me about it. It's a health and wellness company with over 40 natural products. We have everything from skincare and essential oils to weight loss, supplements, and vitamins. It's amazing. And I love that our products are plant-based because it's so easy to share with people because everyone knows how important that is. That's it. So it's one sentence answers, okay? And I know what you're all saying because I have people say it to me. I have my brand new distributors say this to me when they're having conversations. They say, well, but what about telling them this? Or what about, they're going to wonder this. If they're wondering that, they're going to ask you. So answer it as they ask you. And this does a couple of things. First of all, it doesn't overwhelm them and scare them away. Second of all, it gives you an opportunity to gauge where they're at, to kind of hear them out. The longer you relate with someone in conversation, the more you learn about them as a person and what type of person they are, and then you can kind of gauge how to respond to them or what kind of language to use or what kind of words to use. Everyone's different. And then the other thing that it's going to do is it's going to keep your conversation going. Have you ever had someone inquire about the business and you answer them and then they go silent? And then you go to follow up with them and they're silent and it's crickets? I'm guessing you've all had that happen. Chances are you gave them so much information, they have nothing left to ask, and they just decided it wasn't for them. And you didn't have a chance to hear their fears. You didn't have a chance to hear why they maybe don't like network marketing. And so you didn't have a chance to respond to that and talk them out of that fear because they're scared off and they're never coming back. So you have to really be delicate with your conversations and keep them going. And then I'm going to share more about this later, but the number one way that I've been sealing the deal is through voice messages. They trust me. So I'm answering them in one sentence, but it's over a voice message. It's not being typed anymore. That's what I've been doing. So, Katie, do you want to do the next reason why they're not signing?
Yep. Next, the next reason we thought a lot, especially in the beginning of this business, you lack confidence in yourself and confidence in this business. I know for one, when I started, I didn't know if this was going to work for me. I was terrified. Okay. I was so scared when I started. I was like, I know I want to be a black diamond. I don't know if I can be. That came across in my conversations with people. I know for a fact because I wasn't confident in the business. I wasn't helping other people to be confident in me. That comes across whether you think it does or not. Now in my conversations, I know without a doubt that this company will change your life if you put in work. And when I go into conversations with people, I tell them that this company can change your life. And I believe it 110%. And I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons. And then the other one, just lack of confidence in yourself. I think a lot of times you hold yourself back by not believing that you are worthy of moving up in this company. And sometimes people don't think they're worthy of making, so much money. I know you want that, but do you really believe it? Do you believe that you can have that? Do you believe that you are worthy of that? That comes across in your conversations as well. So I think, if you're not signing people and you think maybe that might be an issue for you, go work on that. Work on your self-confidence. Work on your confidence in this business. Go do whatever it takes to make yourself believe that you're going to the top of this company and you're worthy of it. I think that's a huge thing.
Absolutely. And if you feel like if you identify with that and you hear that and you think, well, I'm not confident in myself, then how you change that is self-development, reading self-development books, listening to podcasts, whatever kind of fills your cup in the morning every day, starting your morning out right on a positive note. But it's also saying it and starting to believe it, writing it everywhere until you believe it. Writing on your mirror, I am double diamond. I am ruby, whatever it is that you're really shooting for, whatever big goal, I am going to bring my husband home. I am going to retire myself. Whatever it is that you're hoping to do through this company, writing it out, believing it and saying it and claiming it and just knowing that you're going to accomplish it. And then also just looking at the success stories That's one of the number one ways that I used to boost my confidence, is I would just read success story after success story and go, why is that girl different than me? Like, why can't I have exactly what she has? So don't count yourself out. The other one is maybe you don't have enough potential. So another reason why maybe you're not signing a lot of distributors is because you don't have enough potentials. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to some of you on this team and I've said, well, how many strong potentials do you have right now when I'm doing a coaching call or something? And I'll hear, oh, I have 2 really strong potentials. You guys, it's not enough, okay? You need to figure out your signing rate, and then you need to have a certain number of potentials based on that, okay? So for example, I have learned about myself that I typically sign 1 in every 4 people that I talk to. So for every 4 people that I have a conversation about this business, 1 of them will join my team. So then I figure out how many people I want to sign in a month, and then I figure out how many potentials do I need to have in order to make that goal happen. And I will continue, and we're going to talk to you in a little bit about how to get those potentials. But so figuring out, and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by figuring out the ratio. That'll come as you go. Don't sit down and try to figure that out tonight. That'll come as you go. But make it your goal to have at least 10. That is the very lowest number you should ever have for potentials in a month, is 10, okay? If you have at least 10 potentials, chances are you're going to sign maybe 2 of them or 3 of them. You'll be able to fill your steps to success, okay? So make sure that you are collecting potentials. And another issue that goes along with that is you're not getting new potentials. So you're pursuing the same 2 potentials for maybe the past 8 months. Guess what? They're not signing, at least not right now. They haven't been. That doesn't mean you write them off completely, because I watched Alyssa for 15 months. So it doesn't mean you write them off completely, but it means you've got to go find some new ones. So towards the end of the year last year, I wasn't signing as many people as I know that I am capable of. And so I just said to myself, okay, you need new potentials. And I was just like, I'm breaking up with my old potentials. I'm sick of them. I'm tired of their excuses. I need some new ones. So I made it my goal to start the year with some fresh, brand new potentials. And again, we'll talk later about how you get those potentials. But make sure that you are challenging yourself to get more and more potentials, and you're not satisfied with having 2 strong potentials. Okay? Okay, go ahead, Katie.
And then I think the last reason that we thought, why you're not signing people, sit down and ask yourself, where is it in my conversation that I am losing people? Is it, right at the beginning where they ask you what you do and you word vomit all over them? Is it where they ask what the sign up fee is and you go into like 8 billion details? Ask yourself where it is. Go through your conversations that you've had with people and see where it is that they've all fallen off, because chances are it's about the same place usually. Okay. And then I want you to ask yourself, why am I not changing my wording? You guys, if something's not working, quit doing it. I've had to change up how I do stuff 1 billion times, because I'm not going to just keep like putting the same answers out there when nobody's messaging me back. It's clearly an issue with me. I'm the common denominator. Mm-hmm. So if something's not working, quit doing it. That's craziness. And then go to your upline. You guys, we are here to help you 110%. I tell my team all the time, if you're having, trouble with a conversation, you don't know where to go with it. If you need help answering a question, if you have sent somebody a response, and you don't know if it's the right thing, send it to me. I will help you. And Claire's the same way. All of your uplines are the same way. They will help you. But don't just keep putting the same responses out there, getting 0 results, and just keeping with it, because that's not smart. So go to your uplines and then change what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And getting to the heart of the problem is what's going to help you be successful in the future. Figuring out why you're not signing. And so maybe what that means is tonight you go back to some of your most recent conversations and you try to find the common denominator of, why didn't these people sign? Why didn't they sign up with me? And one more thing that I'm going to add to that list that we didn't write down ahead of time is are you creating a sense of urgency with your potentials? You know, if we are effective at creating a sense of urgency, then we shouldn't have potentials that sit around for months and months and months. We should be able to create a sense of urgency, light a fire underneath them that makes them realize that they need this and they need it now. So some of the ways that I'll create a sense of urgency, especially this time of year, okay, it's January, I will say to them, this is literally the best time to join, which it is. This is literally the best time of year to join. We're about to hit our boom season. We're already hitting it. It's here. Everybody's wanting what we have. Everybody has New Year's resolutions. They have fitness goals and they have financial goals. And we are here to help with those things. Holly just asked, how do you create a sense of urgency but not scare them off? I think the number one way that I do that, again, is I voice message my potentials. They can hear my voice. We can create this relationship and this sense of trust with one another. And I can share with them just my excitement. My excitement is what creates the urgency. Just saying like, girl, I am so excited to see you change your life with this business. And I know that the sooner you jump in, the sooner we can get that money back to pay for those hospital bills, okay? Because at this point, you've been having a conversation with them. They have shared with you why they need this business, okay? That's another thing. Are you asking them why? Are you asking them why they want to do this business? Are you asking them and finding out things about them so that you know why they're motivated to start this? Because that's going to help you. You can always point back to that and you can share personal testimonies that relate with that. And that can get them really excited. So create a sense of urgency, okay? When they say to you, okay, well, I don't really have the money yet, then I always say, okay, girl, I completely understand that, but what can we do to get you that $99? Because this week is literally the best time for you to get started, and I don't want you to miss out on it. So you're getting them this feeling of like, oh my gosh, I got to go get that money, right? So just create that sense of urgency because there is a sense of urgency because we're in our boom season and I want them in it now with me. Okay, so the next thing we're going to kind of talk about is with your posting because this is one of the biggest ways that you're kind of gaining potentials and this is like what your market is seeing of you is your posts and your social media presence. So something that's huge with this is that when you are learning how to post on social media and even as you're continuing as a distributor is look at your profile and then look at some top leader profiles, okay? And kind of compare them. Like kind of look at your profile and then look at somebody who's successful in this business and say, does my posting look similar to theirs? Am I posting in a similar way? Do my pictures look similar? Do I have the same quality of pictures? Do I share my story as often as they do? And then something that you're gonna notice is that they each have their own kind of style. So find someone who has a style similar to you and then kind of emulate them, but do not copy them, okay? Emulate them, but don't copy them, okay? Like you need to be original, you need to be yourself, or people are not gonna buy into you. People are not gonna join you in this business because they're gonna be able to see right through you, whether they do on your posts or then once they message you and you sound nothing like your posts because your posts aren't even yours, they're going to see right through you. They're not going to trust you. They're not going to want to join with you. So Katie's going to talk a little bit more about that.
Okay, so we were talking about this a lot when we were on here a little bit earlier. I see a lot of people, and it's usually, and they're usually people that have come to me in the past and said, you know, how do I sign more distributors? I go and look at their posts, and every single post is a copied post. Every single one. You guys, that will get you literally nowhere. Just like Claire said, people don't trust that. They see that from other It Works distributors all the time. I've had people come to me before that have had other It Works distributors on their newsfeed and said, I really like that you have actually like original posts. Like the other ones post the same thing all the time. People don't want to see the same thing over and over and over again. It feels like you're like lying to them a little bit almost. Like I hate that. It feels very ingenuine. Is that even a word? Ingenuine? Disgenuine? But it just doesn't feel real. So be real. Be you. If you are copying somebody's pictures, make sure their name's not in it. Make sure their website's not in it. Like it's all very common sense stuff, but it's you taking the extra 2 to 3 seconds to put in a little effort into your post. Also, I am so awful with words, okay? I cannot speak about 90% of the time, and I am not a writer. It is just not my gift. Okay. I've had to work on it a lot, but it's really hard for me. It does not come naturally for me. So I follow a lot of leaders. I follow like a lot of my sideline sisters that I draw inspiration from. And I go look at their posts every day. If I see a post that I love, I take it, I copy it, and I paste it right into my notepad. And then I literally take out underneath it, I write it all in my own words. So that is totally fine because you're making it your own. But don't just copy and paste, take the picture and make it your post, because I mean, you're literally not going to get anywhere. And it's so sad to me because you have this whole market that you could be gaining the attention from, and you're wasting it because you're not being you. So be you and really just make all of your posts your own. And I promise you'll see so much better results.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And there's a difference between emulating someone whose style relates to you and flat out copying them.
Yeah,
and reducing the visibility of both of your posts. Okay, so we had a question that was, how do you add people and get potentials or customers from people outside of your family and friends? So this is something that both Katie and I have done. We've both built a strong cold market. We sign a lot of people from our cold market, meaning they're not someone that we already knew or someone that, we already had a relationship with. So how I do this is I join local moms groups. For me, obviously, because I'm a mom. If you're not a mom, then don't join local moms groups. Join something that's relatable to you. Dog moms or whatever, whatever is kind of like your niche. And I do it locally because I want to build a local team. And because I feel like that's my market. And so I'm not going to go join, for example, Katie lives in Indianapolis. I'm not going to go join Indianapolis moms. That's not my market. I have respect for the distributors in that area. I'm going to build in my own area. So I will join for my neighborhood, for my town. I will join, parent groups for my kids' school. Just kind of whatever groups you can join, whatever kind of is your thing. If you're a homeschooling mom, join homeschooling mom groups. Kind of just think about that. And then I will add members from those groups. And the truth of the matter is that I love it because I've been able to meet so many local moms. And even outside of building my business, I've created some great local friendships. So it's a really beneficial thing to do, but that's how I add people. I don't add through suggested friends because chances are we're going to end up having a bunch of It Works friends in common. So that's not what I do. But that's how I'm adding people. And then on Instagram, I'm always following people from, for example, like local boutiques or, again, a similar thing, whatever's interesting to me. Like if I just read a really great book, then I might hashtag that book and I'll start following the people who just read that because we have something in common. Things like that. That's kind of how I build a cold market. And then I start interacting with them and building a relationship with them. And then that's how they kind of become potentials from just being someone that I just added. So Katie, how do you do that?
I really do very similar to Claire. I'm always joining mom groups like in my area. I'm looking for moms on Instagram when I'm going through and looking who I'm going to follow. I want to connect with other moms because we connect. We have something to talk about. I can relate to them. So I do a lot of that. Also, when I sign a loyal customer, I go and add a lot of their friends usually because chances are if this person's interested in my products, their friends might be too. So that's how I do that a lot of times. And then if I see a super cute girl on Instagram that I want on my team, I'm going to probably add some of her friends too. Because if she's super cute and she looks positive and fun, chances are her friends are too. So I do that. And then really just kind of the same as Claire, getting to know people, building a relationship with that cold market that I've added. And it's going to come a lot easier to you guys if you have something in common with them. You have good starting off point with them. So that's how I do it too. And I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, that's how I do it too.
So with that, groups are a goldmine, you guys. I think a lot of times we don't realize what a goldmine groups are. People come there to build relationships. They come there to learn great tips. They come there for, all sorts of things. And so this goes back to something that I've talked to you guys about several times, building a brand, being a brand. You're now a brand, you're a business owner. You have to keep a certain level of professionalism when you're on social media. So if you are in a group, you need to think about that. So be interacting in those groups, post a question, answer other people's questions, reply to people's comments, compliment somebody in the group. But keep yourself really positive. Don't go in there and vent about, a lot of times in those mom groups, people are venting about their significant other or something. Don't go in there and do that. Keep yourself professional, keep yourself positive. You want to be magnetic. And what is magnetic is positivity, excitement, joy. All of those are things that really attract people, that sense of freedom, that sense of, a real enjoyment for life. So make sure that you're thinking about all of those things as you're interacting in these groups, even with your answers to other people's questions, that you're always putting a positive spin on everything. Not lying to people, but being a more positive person, and that's going to help you in all areas of your life. And so as far as, getting more interaction on your posts too, and getting more people to notice your posts and more people to come to you. Someone had kind of asked, do you guys have people come to you a lot, or are you out messaging people a lot of the time? For me, more often than not, they're coming to me. But this is the thing, I am making them want to come to me. They're not just coming to me, okay? I want you guys to know that I don't just sit here and my phone just blows up of people who want what I have, without me even putting anything out there to make them want it. They just saw me on Facebook and suddenly they're like at my feet begging me to sign them. That's not at all how it works. It'd be great, but that's not how it works. How it works is I am making people want to message me, okay? So I'm consistently posting, I'm consistently positive, I'm sharing my story, I'm sharing my excitement for this business and for life. I'm making myself interesting, and then I am interacting faithfully with other people. So I'm consistently dedicating sections of my day to just go on Facebook and interact with people, commenting and liking on their posts, sending friend requests. So here's the thing. I want you to go look at some of your recent posts. And I want you to start jotting down how many people have liked your past 10 posts, okay? How many people? Is it 2, 10, 20, 100? How are you doing as far as being noticed by the people on Facebook or Instagram? How are you doing with people interacting with you and being interested in what you have to offer? And if that's a relatively low number, and then click on the number. Are they all It Works people? Okay, if they are, you need to unfollow It Works people. Okay, we can be friends. We're all on the same team. It's great. But as far as following It Works people, follow a few leaders who inspire you. And other than that, don't follow other people. We like to support each other and like each other's posts once in a while, but if they're not in your downline and they're not a leader that you're really learning from, you don't need to be following them, because Facebook now needs to be a place where you are doing things that are income producing and things that are profitable. So as far as what's profitable, if you're going to run your business on Facebook, it's interacting with people who are potentials for you. And if they're already a network distributor, they're not a potential, obviously, right? So if you want your likes to go up, then your interaction with other people has to go up. The more that you're liking and commenting on other people's stuff, the more people are going to notice your stuff. And the way the Facebook algorithm works, Facebook shows you who you interact with. So if every day you're commenting on the same 10 other It Works distributors, those are the only people who Facebook is going to show your posts to. So no wonder you're not signing anybody, because the same people are seeing your posts, and there are people who aren't even able to join your business, right? So make sure that you are, if not a lot of people are coming to you asking you about the business, then I can almost guarantee that you have not been adding to your network. I can get so passionate about this because this is huge, you guys. If you're not adding to your network, then no new people are seeing your posts. No one new is going to sign with you because they don't know you exist, because Facebook's hiding you from them. Okay, so you've got to be adding people regularly. I'm gonna let Katie jump in because I'm just kind of like on a tangent.
You just really, people don't sign distributors, a lot of distributors, on accident. It's the behind the scenes, what she was just talking about. It's the behind the scenes, consistent, everyday things that you're doing. And like Claire said, adding to your network is probably the biggest thing, because if your story is being shown to the same people every day, how are you going to get new people to be interested in joining you? It's always the behind the scenes, the adding people, the interacting. That is what is going to get you signing distributors. So if you're not doing that regularly, and I mean every single day, I do that a few different times every single day, like intentionally comment and like on people's posts. And I go through and add to my network every single day. There's not a day that goes by that I don't do that. It's huge for your business and huge for adding new potentials.
Mm-hmm. So a good tip about adding potentials that Sarah showed me this week is she put a picture of her family in her mom's groups. And she just introduced herself. That's all she did. She said, hey, I'm Sarah. Mom life can get a little bit lonely sometimes. I'd love to see some of your happy mom posts on my feed. Just kind of like a fun introduction. And she added, how many people have you added from that? Like 120. Like 120 new friends. And those are friend requests. So Facebook limits how many friend requests you can send, but it doesn't limit how many you can accept. So she just got 120 new Facebook friends from that one thing. Okay, so like for you, Jess, you're not a mom yet, but what you can do is you can join fitness groups or things like that. I know, not yet. Winky face. Oh, that makes me excited. Or like young wives or whatever it is that relates to you. And then just introduce yourself and put a little blurb about yourself. And then say, I would love to make new friends. I need more friends in my life. Just whatever. However you want to word it. Be fun. Put your personality in it. And just welcome people to add you. And 120 new potentials in like 2 days. That's incredible. Even with faithfully adding people, you can't hit those kind of numbers because Facebook won't let you. Amy, finding out more of the Facebook rules, sometime maybe we should like try to get a Zoom together with some people who know a lot about all of them and do like kind of like an algorithm Zoom. There's just like little things here and there that I've learned so when you hear me like throw them out, it's not like I read it somewhere. It's like I just heard things here and there and kind of like I've just absorbed it. But sometime maybe we should do a training about that kind of stuff. Okay, so another question was, how do you evaluate like a potential social media presence, or is that even a factor? So Katie, I'm gonna let you take that.
I do not prejudge anybody. Anybody can be good at this business. I don't really, so let's say though that I am going out that day and I'm trying to find 5 new potentials that I just like, that would be on my dream team. Okay. So when I am looking at their things, I am looking at social media following. I'm looking at the quality of their pictures. I'm looking at, do they seem like a really fun, positive person? Like I don't want, somebody that has like super depressing quotes on their wall. Like that's not my girl. So I am looking at stuff like that. But when somebody comes to me, I don't evaluate any of that. None of it. Because when I started, I took crappy pictures. I was not a photographer. I had 1 follower on Facebook and I had probably like 400 Facebook friends. That's it. I didn't ever add anybody outside of my for real friends on Facebook. So I didn't have a good following. People, like if somebody would have evaluated me, they would have been like, she sucks. So I really just don't judge anybody because anybody could be amazing. I mean, look at Jade Hooper. Okay. She's an ambassador diamond with this company. She's not, and I don't mean this to sound like whatever, she's not the most classy of girls. Like she's not like super well-spoken. Like back in the day, I'm sure her Facebook and her Instagram was not amazing. But look at her, anybody can do this. So don't prejudge people. Don't evaluate their social media presence. I mean, like I said, anybody could do this business. Anybody could be your next rock star runner. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, that's why we're here. Like we can train people to have a better social media presence. When I joined, I had like 200 Instagram followers and I think I had like 700 Facebook friends. So it's not like I had some massive network when I first got started. Okay, Katie, you were going to talk about, I have daily lists written down.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we wanted to talk a little bit about what we do every single day. I'll actually get it. It's in my planner right now. I have a list written down for what I'm going to do every single day. I have it out in front of me so that I know what I'm doing, so that I can check it off, and so that I stay on task. Because if I don't have a list, I get stuck scrolling through Facebook and creeping on some people's pages for like hours. So it's good for me to just really stay on track. So I'm going to just give you a few of the things that are on my list that should be on your list every single day that I think are like crazy important. I start out my day every single day with self-development. It gets your mind in the right place. It makes me feel more motivated too, and like more confident when I'm talking to somebody. Like if I haven't done my self-development for the day, I notice it kind of in my conversations. I'm not as like pumped up and excited, but if I feed into myself, pour into myself first, I can go out and have amazing conversations with people. So that's the first thing that I do. After that, I pray for my team every single day. I pray for their businesses. I pray for their confidence to grow. I pray for the leaders that they are becoming every single day. And that also pumps me up so much, because I know everybody that has people on their team, sometimes, you know, you can get discouraged with people on your team. It's not always easy leading people. It's hard. It's really hard. But if you're starting out your day praying for those people, you can't help but just be like so excited about the people that you have on your team. And it just makes like such a difference in your day. All day I'm sitting there like saying, wow, my team is so amazing. Like you just think about what a blessing they are instead of being discouraged by what's not happening. Focus on the good. So that's how I start my day every single day. And it's made a huge difference for me. And then after that, I add to my network, because that is huge. So I go to Facebook and I add 20 people, and I go to Instagram and I add 100 people. And, you know, just like we said earlier, how we do that, I go through and do that. And then after that, I have on here to like check my eSuite, check our team page. Our team page always has super helpful stuff. You can stay plugged in to Zooms that are happening, trainings, and just, you know, motivation. So I check in with that, and then I go through and I comment and like for 10 to 15 minutes. That's the next thing on my list. And then usually that's like my first power hour of the day. So I have found, for me especially, that if I try to spread my work over an entire day, I get nothing done. If I spread those things right there over an hour, that all gets done and checked off, and I feel good about it. So then my next power hour of the day, I think a big thing, I always go back and I message the likes from my previous day posts. If you don't have any posts from the previous day, you're not going to have anybody to message about that. So make sure you're always posting. But I go back, I go through my business posts and my product posts, I message every single one. So that's a big thing for me. And then I go through and I message 20 people. I take a little break, comment a like again, and then I message 20 more people. And that's usually my second power hour. And then that, for me, that's doable for most people. That's doable for me. It feels good to get all those things done. And then at night, I go through and I just message more people. I unfollow. I do all the things that I didn't really want to do earlier in the day. But if I have that list in front of me, it all gets done. So don't try to just wing your business every day and hope you hit all income producing activities, because you're not going to. You need to write them all down and make sure you're doing what needs to be done that is going to get you results.
Yep. I love that. Okay, one thing that I just jotted down really quickly while Katie was talking is, when you speak life, you will see life. So just as she was saying, like, oh my gosh, my team is amazing, after she prays for them in the morning. That's something that I've really learned through this business, is having to speak life and just saying, like, Oh my goodness, I'm so proud of my team. You know, when I talk to Sidelines or other triple diamonds and we're talking about, you know, oh, how's your team doing? How's your team doing? I always say I have a team full of rock stars. I literally have one of the best teams in this company. And I know that and I believe it and I speak it over you guys because I know that it's true and I've seen that it be true, but I also want to call it out in you. And if you are, think about it. If you are talking negatively about your team or about yourself or about your own business, and you are saying to people are saying, hey, I know you just started that It Works business. How's it going? And you're saying, well, nobody really wants to buy anything. And I mean, you know, I think that people are scared off by the 3-month commitment and, you know, my husband's not very supportive and blah, blah, blah. Like, you're going to be in such a negative mind space. Our job is to talk to people. You have to protect the headspace you're in. You have to protect your own emotions and your mood and your energy. So what I would say is if somebody is like, oh my goodness, you just started that business, how's it going? I would say, it's incredible. I literally have the most incredible company that I have found. Everything is so positive. Everyone's so excited. We have the best loyal customer perks of any company that I've literally ever heard of. It's so easy to buy into our company. It's only $99. There are MLMs out there right now that charge $6,000 to get started. Okay, ours is $99. Not a lot. People spend more than that every time they go to Target. And, you know, my husband is a little unsure still, but I know that in time I'm going to prove it to him and he's going to jump right on board with me. Okay. So you just switch your attitude. That just switches your attitude. And that means that you're going to go into conversations more excited and with more energy and more of a magnet to people. When you're bah humbugging all the time, nobody's attracted to that. Nobody wants to jump on board with that. Okay. Like you have to think about that. You have to be magnetic. Another thing that we're really excited to share with you because we are still learning about this. This is like brand new that we've kind of been learning, like us as your diamonds and above, me, Sarah, and Katie, but we're really, really excited about it, is Facebook lists. I don't know if any of you are already using them. If you're already using Facebook lists, go ahead and drop a comment because I would love to know if there's somebody like already really utilizing them on our team. This is something that has been mentioned to us by a couple of other leaders. Brittany's using them. That's awesome. And Brittany, you get incredible results. So Facebook lists are absolutely incredible. Carissa, yay, I love it. I love that. Erin, I love that you're doing Facebook lists. It's awesome. I love that you guys are already using it. Like this is something I have not used in my business. And Erin Tweed had shared about it like maybe a year ago. And I was kind of like, oh, that's interesting, but it seemed like a lot of work. But it's something that I have been using now, like just kind of this past week, we've all been kind of starting to use it. And Katie, I want you to share with them just kind of what Alyssa was sharing with you about how she uses lists. And just one thing quick before Katie shares with you, I had always wondered, like, why does Alyssa sign so many customers when I never see her posting before and afters? And then a light bulb went off for me this week when I learned about lists. It's because I'm not on that list. I don't see her before and afters because she's not posting them to me, okay? So that really clicked for me. So if you're looking at some of the top leaders and you're going, how are you signing customers? You never share before and afters. How are you signing distributors? I never see you posting about the business. They are. They're just not posting to you because they know that you're a network distributor. So that was a total light bulb moment for me. So anyways, Katie's going to share with you because she met with Alyssa and Alyssa shared a lot more about it.
It was a total like light bulb moment for me too because I remember seeing Erin's video about it, and then I remember trying to go like do it, and I was like, I'm too dumb for this. I can't do this. Whatever. So I didn't do it. But I was talking with Alyssa earlier this week, and she was like, "Girl, you have got to get your Facebook friends into a list. Like, do this ASAP." And so I'm kind of talking to her a little bit about what it's gonna do. And she told me, you know, it's gonna take you. She said she's been working on it for weeks, and she still doesn't have everybody on a list. I printed off, which I can also share. I'll share this in Bomb Squad, how to go to your Facebook and print off your Facebook friends list in a Word document. So you can go through and just start checking people off, putting them in lists. But I printed out, I think it was 28 pages, double columns, back and front. So that's a little scary, but whatever. It's going to take you a minute, but you just have to know that it's going to be a little bit time consuming, but it's so worth it. So she was telling me basically, how all the people on her team that are like crazy enrolling loyal customers, it's because they use Facebook lists. Okay. Facebook is not showing say you have 4,000 friends, your posts are probably getting shoved into the feeds of a couple hundred. That's it. Those other thousands of people have no clue what you're posting about because Facebook chooses not to share it with them. So if you're taking every single person and putting them into a potential loyal group, a potential distributor, whatever, and then posting straight to those groups, your posts are going to get filtered into their news feeds more than ever, which is amazing. So that's what I've been doing this week. It's taken a little bit of time. I'm probably going to be working on it still for another week or so. But after that, I'm so excited for what it's going to do for my business, because she was just sharing me what it's done for her, loyal customer signing and distributors, because more people are seeing her post. She's seeing people come to her that have been friends with her for years, and they're just now coming to her because they just saw a post because it's actually in their newsfeed. So it's just been really cool. Hold on, let me see what Victoria's doing. No, okay. So here's the thing. That's what I thought when I went a year ago to try to get this figured out. I was like, oh my gosh, people are going to think that they're going to know that I'm adding them. When you go through and do the list, which we need to post a video about it in Bomb Squad to help you guys do it, they have no idea that they have been added to that list. So you don't have to worry about that. They have no clue. It's like your own private little list. They are just, they're just in a list for you. And when you post, you can post straight to that list, which is awesome.
Yep. And then Amy asked, did Alyssa give examples of types of lists?
Yeah, she did. So I have strong potentials, potential distributors, potential loyal customers, current loyal customers, sideline sisters, which is awesome. So she told me, she said, unfollow everybody that's an It Works person. Unfollow them all. Put them all in either your downline or your It Works teammates. So that's another one of mine, It Works teammates, or people that you really draw inspiration from are my sideline sisters. So I have those two groups. I've unfollowed all of those people. So It Works people, I'm not seeing their stuff anymore. I have to actually go to my feed of It Works teammates or sideline sisters to actually go through and comment and like. So I'm still seeing your stuff if I want to, but my news feed is not being clogged up with that. So I can scroll through. It used to be when I scrolled through, I'd see It Works, It Works, It Works, It Works. Now I go through and I see, potentials. So that's the cool thing about it. It's getting filtered out of your news feed. Mm-hmm. So unfollow all those people and put them in to lists. And those were that was pretty much the only list that she had.
And we'll put both of those videos just in that same thread of this soon on Bomb Squad so that you can just find them there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something that's just been blowing our mind lately. That's something we've never done before, and we're all really excited to start implementing that. Another thing that I've been doing that's been helping me sign people is looking for opportunities in my newsfeed. Okay, so if you take this works hand in hand, because if you take It Works out of your newsfeed and it's not tons of It Works and it's potentials in your newsfeed, you're going to notice posts which will offer you opportunities. Okay, so let's say somebody posts in their newsfeed. I just had this in my newsfeed the other day. Does anyone know of a good detox? I'm looking to do a detox after the holidays. Boom. I said, yeah, I have a great natural cleanse for you. Message me if you're interested. Okay. Perfect opportunity. One that I wouldn't have seen if she hadn't been showing up in my feed. Okay. But another thing that's really been growing my potentials list is whenever someone says, is anyone hiring? Okay. So every time I see somebody say, is anyone hiring? I'm looking for some extra work. Or does anyone know, this actually, a lot of people post this. Does anyone know of any work from home jobs? I need something that I can do after my baby's born or whatever. I comment, and this is exactly what I say. It's one sentence, I say it every time. I say, I make 6 figures working from home with my smartphone. Message me if you're interested. Okay, so the reason I don't just message that person is because then I'm only reaching one person. But when I comment that, everyone who's interested is going to look at her status, and even people who aren't interested, people who actually have an opportunity for her, they're going to go, whoa, that sounds like a great opportunity. Now, I understand that a lot of you are still early in the business. You're not making six figures yet. So the way that you can do that is simply tweak the wording a little bit and say, I'm working towards a six-figure income from my smartphone. Message me if interested. Or, I make a great income working from home on my smartphone. Message me if interested. Yes, that's how Jenna found me. I love that. I love that. So that is really successful. It's just, that's having them come to you. And then when they come to you, they're going to say, what did you do? What do you do? What do you do for work? Tell me more. Voice message. Voice message, voice message, voice message. That's all I can say to you guys. Stop typing. It's so impersonal. And, you know, I understand that in some circumstances you can't voice message. Maybe you're at work, then you can answer quickly. Or you can say, hey, give me a few minutes so that I can, you know, I'm at work right now, but give me a few minutes and I'll slip out and I'll voice message you or whatever, you know. But I usually just message them and say, hey, can I send you a voice message? And, you know, I make sure that they're in a place where they can listen to it. And then I just voice message them right away. And I say, you know, something along the lines of, this is so much easier, you know, than typing. That way you're able, like you instantly, I don't know how to explain it. It just shortens the amount of time that you're talking to them because you're friends now. Like that's something friends do. You know what I mean? Like you're friends, like it's more personal. And what I love is a lot of times they'll voice message you right back. And then you're having like this great conversation back and forth. So it's so much better. I urge you guys, if you're not voice messaging people, potential customers and potential distributors, you've got to start doing it. It will change everything. And just make sure that you have excitement in your voice and that you're really engaging with your voice messages. And just explain everything through voice message. And then there was one more thing that I was going to say. And now I can't remember. But you guys have seen me. I've signed quite a few distributors so far this month. Every single one of them, oh, this is what I was going to say. I was going to talk about live videos because every single one of the ones that I have signed recently have come from my live video. So first of all, I wanted to say what you're seeing is the fruit of me consistently adding new Facebook friends for the past however many months, okay? They were all newer ads, okay? Newer Facebook friend ads. So that's part of what you're seeing is consistent adding. So make sure that you're adding to your network daily. And then they saw that live video. So for a live video, make sure that you do these periodically, whether it's once a week, whether it's, you know, once a month, just make sure that you're doing these live videos. Oh. 1 second. It sounds like we have somebody unmuted. Okay. I think I got it. Just go live and share your story. Okay. So if you've been in for a while, share your story with the company. If you just started, I know that we have quite a few brand new people on. Sorry, I don't know. I'm hearing some noise. Okay. If you just got started, there it is. Then share why you joined. Okay. Go live, share a video. Don't be afraid to do this. Okay. First of all, people are nosy. Like people want to see what you look like. They want to hear what you talk like. They want to see your face. And they want to hear from you. They're interested. They're snoopy. They want to know what you sound like. Do you really look how you look in your pictures? You know, what's your voice like? I don't know. People just love that stuff. So go live, but be entertaining. You know, crack a couple jokes if that's your style. If you're not good at jokes, then don't do that. Crack a couple jokes, talk, be fun, be really engaging, and then be passionate. Just be passionate. You guys share what makes your heart beat. Share what makes you tick. You know, don't try to copy somebody else's style or live video. What's you? Okay, sit down and think about it. Like, why did I join this business? What are my dreams? And then get transparent. Because when you get transparent and you get real and you get raw, that's when you can change people's lives. Because that's when they can relate and that's when they're going to feel ministered to and they're going to feel inspired. So just sit down, you know, on your bed, on your couch. Don't worry about looking perfect. What I do is I just dim the lights. It's like a natural filter. It's amazing. And just go for it and just share your story. And that's going to get just a lot of, more people are going to listen to you. Okay. Because here's the thing. Those people that I added that have now, you know, joined my team because of that live video, I guarantee you that they have seen my posts. Okay. They've seen me post my story probably several times. Okay. But for some reason, they never came to me from that. they didn't have the patience to read my long story, right? Like how many people actually read those long stories? You know, you don't know. But they would listen to me talk about it, okay? So it's really important. What is your thought on having a public Facebook profile? Mine is public. I'm 100% am good with having a public Facebook. Katie, yours is public too, right?
No.
Oh, okay. You talk about that then.
Mine is private, but I post to public pretty much all of my posts. I usually, just because of my kids, I post like most of my posts involving my kids. If it's not a business post, are to my friends list. And then I heard something once, this is just personal preference of mine, on a training that I was watching that was talking about protecting your leads. So generally when I'm doing like an opportunity post, I post it a lot of time to just my friends list. If I'm doing like a live video, that's always public. Stuff like that is all I always make public, but a lot of times just to protect my leads and stuff like that, those are always just to my friends list. But that's just personal preference. I don't think there is a wrong or right way to do it. It's whatever you feel comfortable with.
Okay. Did you want to do that next question? Do you see it here? Did you always give an action step for live videos?
I don't understand that question. Sorry.
I think I know. So basically, like after you do a live video, should you always give like something for them to do? Like message me if blah, blah, blah. I'm guessing is what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, in all of my videos, I mean, you're doing the video generally to get people's attention to ask you about the business. So why not ask them to join you? In all of my videos, I always say, I cannot wait to hear from you. So excited to talk with you. Message me. Every single one.
Yep. Yeah. I think another thing that's important just on this whole topic is that you are being honest as you're talking to your potentials about the fact that this does take work. This business takes work, okay? A lot of times we're trying to sell it to them. We want them to join us. And so, yay, Tori, I love that. So you are wanting to share this business with people. You're wanting to get them to join you. And so you're just like, oh my gosh, it's so simple. You can do it in like 15 minutes. It's totally fine. It's totally fine, right? Like we're trying to assure them that it's like this really easy thing. I'm honest with my potentials. I tell them it takes work. You need to be motivated, you need to be driven, and you need to be teachable. And if you're those things, then I can help you be successful. But you have to know that it's going to take work. And it's simple work, but you need to work hard if you want the big results. I always tell my potentials, if you want to work part-time, you'll get part-time pay. If you want to work full-time, you'll get full-time pay and beyond. And so be honest about the fact that it does take work, because you want the people that you've signed to be running alongside you, okay? You don't want to, here's the thing, you don't want to just come back excuse after excuse after excuse, and then finally you convince them to join you, and then you're spending the whole time they're a distributor under you, convincing them to make their first post, convincing them to sign loyals, convincing them of the value of their own dreams. You need to be raising your standards on the people that you're signing, okay? And in my last live video, I don't know if you guys noticed, I was very honest in that video. I said to them, I'm looking for people who are hardworking, people who are motivated, for people who are driven and teachable. I can take you to the top if you're willing to do those things, but otherwise, you know, I was really honest. And what happened was all of my potentials from that video have, all of them pretty much have done the same thing. They've all given me their qualifications. They've all tried to sell themselves to me, okay? They've all come to me and they've said, I have this amount of sales experience, or, you know, I promise you that I'm a driven person, or I promise you that I'm teachable, okay? They are assuring me that they're right for this business, okay? Instead of me convincing them that they're right for this business, because I have learned, I've been in this business now long enough that I've learned the value of signing quality people. And I can say with confidence that the last 8 distributors that I've signed since December 30th are quality, strong people who are going to be strong contenders. Sorry, we have somebody who is not muted. Here's somebody talking. I can't find them. Sorry, guys. Oh, there it is. Okay. And so that's important too. You know, you want to make sure that you're signing. Yes, we don't prejudge. And yes, if somebody wants this opportunity, we give them the opportunity. Okay. But there's a way that you can share the opportunity to attract people who are hardworking, who are going to run alongside you, who have big goals. So I just wanted to share that too. Okay, Katie, what is the number one way that you gain new potentials?
Really how we already just shared. I gain new potentials by, you know, constantly every day going through and messaging the people that liked my post. I gain a lot of potentials that way. I gain new potentials from mom groups all the time. I gain new potentials from Instagram all the time, just by adding people, and really just by interacting with people. If you're interacting with people, you're always going to have new potentials. So it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of simple.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I kind of shared too, how I'm gaining new potentials. A lot through groups, sharing my story consistently. Yeah, so that's it. That's all we really had. But we want to know what questions you guys have. So if you have any questions from what we just talked about, I know some of you asked them while we were talking, so maybe you don't really have any more. Please go ahead and just drop them in the comments, and we'll take them and answer them. But I'm hoping that you guys are feeling like you're walking away tonight with some new things that you're going to start implementing. And I'm hoping that you're going to walk away with some confidence that what we just shared with you is going to help you go and sign some people this week. And that's another thing, you guys, be confident. Like, literally say, I'm going to sign somebody this week. Tell yourself that. Write it in your planner. Write it on your wall. I'm going to sign a rock star this week.
Yep. Speak it into existence. I think that is so huge. I literally every single day speak what my income is going to be for this year. I speak how many people I'm going to sign. I speak it every single day.
Yep. Okay, there's a question for you, Katie. Do you see that?
I really keep it like literally so simple. So if they liked a business post, I say, hey, thank you so much for the love on my It Works post. Have you ever thought about becoming a distributor? And then if it is a product post, I like say it's Confianza. I would say, hey, thank you so much for the love on my It Works post. Are you interested in trying the Confianza? Literally all I say. If they liked it, I feel like they're already giving me a little bit of an in to just go right in and talk with them about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, I always get stuck with who to message when I'm checking off my 20 plus messages.
So that, I think, if you are constantly building new relationships, I don't think that you will ever run out of people to message. Mm-hmm. So if you're constantly adding to your network, constantly commenting and liking and interacting, you will always have more people to message because you've always been building relationships. Right. I feel like if you're running out of people, you need to up your interactions and you need to up your, just commenting. Same thing, interactions. It's all interactions.
Yeah.
Your interaction with people.
Yeah, if you guys aren't feeling it, like I said, like I kind of alluded to earlier, towards the end of last year, I was kind of just like, okay, I'm kind of like, I have a lot of potentials that have just been sitting here that aren't moving. They're not sealing the deal. And my interaction went way down on Facebook. So I just upped it. I just upped my interaction with other people. I upped how many people I was adding. I upped my business posts. I upped all of that. I just was like, okay, I need to be doing more in order to kind of move this further along. And it has worked wonderfully for me. What kind of organizer is on your desk, Claire? It looks amazing. This is the Simplified Planner by Emily Lay. It's awesome. I love this planner. It has like tabs and everything, just space for me to write everything. So I keep this with me. I've learned to use a planner because I'm not a planner type of girl, but since this business, I've learned to use it and I've learned to love it. So yeah, if that's what you were talking about, that's what it is. Okay, yep, more intentionally interacting, Erin, because what'll happen is you'll add them, and if you're not interacting with them, then Facebook is just going to push both of you down in each other's feeds. So you're not going to they're not even going to really see you. So you add them, and then they don't really see you. So you've got to be interacting with them. And then when someone becomes a potential for me, like when they move to the place where they're really asking me questions or they've commented on a post or something, they've shown some interest, I write their name, and you guys have seen this. I write their name, in my notebook. Every month I have a new list of all my potentials, and then I have one portion of my day. It's like 5 minutes. Literally, it only takes 5 minutes, where I will go through this list and I'll type each of their names in Facebook, and I'll go to their page and I'll like and comment on whatever their most recent thing is. So every single day, I am interacting with my potential on some level, which keeps me in their mind and it keeps our relationship growing. With Facebook lists, do you now always post to a list? No, I don't. I still post just kind of like to my regular feed, and then I'll post, something secondary to, I just have one list, which I'm still learning about all of this right now. I just have a potentials list and then my regular list, and it's all potentials. It's like potential everything. And that's just everybody new that I'm adding. I put on that list. So like, for example, I'll do my normal posts, and then and my potential list sees those too. So people who are on that list still see what you put on your main page. Maybe not as much, but it still goes to them technically. But then on that potential list, I'll throw I'll do like my $23 weight loss plan ad post, or not ad, but post. Or I'll do a quick status that says, hey, who wants to grow out their hair? Or, a quick business post or something like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they really should just be used like in addition to what you're already posting. So still post at least, 3 to 5 times a day, whatever you're doing on your main page. But then in addition to, go through and throw out an extra loyal post towards your potential loyal list, or throw out an extra business post to your potential distributors list.
Right. Okay, any more questions, guys? Otherwise, we're going to wrap this up. I'm sorry, we already went longer than I planned on, and I just realized it's the call right now. So I'm really sorry, you guys. It's probably over already. I'm so sorry, you guys. Yay, Jenna. I'm so glad you were able to figure out how to get on and everything. We love doing these Zooms and getting to hang out with all of you guys and share some stuff. Okay, well, if nobody has any more questions, we're going to close it up, but don't feel bad if you have a question too. I mean, that's fine. We want to make sure this is beneficial for you guys. And then too, if you have further questions that you maybe don't want to ask on here, you can always message one of us, and we're happy to share more. So, okay, I think we're going to wrap it up.